Check out deadandhiphop.com for more reviews, written reviews, and video reviews exclusively by C-Town and BZ430. Make sure you say the 430. Deadandhiphop.com. Go there if you watch the show. You ain't been to the fucking website. You fucking up. Dead and Hip Hop album review, Rittz, The Life and Times of Johnny Valiant. Man, I've been fucking with Rittz for a little bit now. For his last two mixtapes, White Jesus and White Jesus Revival, and I know he had one before that. I didn't get into him before that, but I always fucked with Rittz. You know, he's a fast rapper, spitter type like Tech Nine, like Twista, like Busta, and when you have an artist like that, for me, because you rhyme so fast, it can't just only be about your flow. I have to be able to still connect to you even though you're doing your thing, because that's his style, and I don't want him to change that, because he can't change that. That's how he spits. But the thing I do like about Rittz, like Twista, is the fact that he raps fast as shit, but I still understand everything he's saying, and he's still giving you himself. You still understand where Rittz came from, which was basically nothing, to where he is now, how he linked up with Yellow Wolf, you know what I'm saying? You know, all of the bullshit jobs that he's had, his fucked up, I don't want to say fucked up relationship, but you know, the fucked up aspects of his relationship. Like, he's very open, very candid, and I like that about Rittz, even though he's rapping fast. Now, if you don't like that shit, you don't like that shit. You know, these fast spitters ain't for everybody. But I really felt on this album, he put together a real good project, because he gave you the fact that you hear that he's from the South with a lot of the production that he chose. He has that track with Yellow Wolf, Heaven. Right? Is it just Heaven?
Yeah,
just Heaven. You know, he got the track with Crate Wasting Time. And you
like that track?
Yeah, I like that track. Yeah, I like that track.
Did you like Heaven?
Yeah, it was. But you know, like this project was not an amazing project. It was a good project. I won't play every track, but the one that he had with Tech Nine.
Say No More.
Say No More. Goddamn. To me, that was the highlight of this project. The way Tech Nine is a beast. Goddamn. And he don't get enough props. And I like Rittz and the other dude, what they did on it, but Tech Nine stole the show on that. And I think the one track that definitely portrays Rittz and how he is an asshole at times and all of that is My Interview. It's right after the intro, My Interview. You know what I'm saying? Because he's going at the chick. Why is your name Rittz? Bitch, don't you see I'm a cracker? You know what I'm saying? So he's
I never put that together.
I never put it together either.
Wow.
I
Y'all some slow motherfuckers. It's like, as soon as I seen him,
who would think
Rittz, a cracker, he's white.
I get that, but why?
But he don't spell it like Rittz, and I just didn't think about that. I didn't know what to expect with this project, because I mean, I liked White Jesus, and you know, the only reason I really actually checked that mixtape out was because he kept harassing me about it, and I liked it a lot. But this, I think this is better, and you know, White Jesus was good, but it didn't have the content that this one has. I think it's interesting that you have a dude like this that, for some reason, everything on this just comes out honest to me. Like, he doesn't sound like he's just bullshitting. Like, when he's talking about his fucked up relationship, you know, where he's actually the one fucking it up, and he's talking about his drug use, where he's not really exaggerating, like, on wasted time. He's not talking about, you know, oh, we do drugs, this is cool and this is fun, you know, pop the volume, sweat and woo. He's talking about, like, look, we're literally just wasting time and fucking up, like, you know what I mean? But yeah, from the second My Interview started, I was like, this shit is fucking bananas. The way he chopped up him rhyming and the girl asking the questions all over the beat was just crazy to me.
I never heard nothing like that.
Not me either. Not done that well and lined up so perfectly. I do think he, you know, his only kind of sort of flaw is the fact that he really only has one flow. Well, I guess two, like really like fast and faster. He doesn't really have like you know what I mean? Like he doesn't really have like a standard like I'm gonna spit really slow flow so you can hear everything. he's just da-da-da-da-da or da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But for the most part, I really liked this project. The track Going In was like the perfect club track. You know, the only song I think that bothered me was what the fuck is it called? The first one with Mike Posner. Always Gonna Be. Oh my Jesus!
You don't like Mike?
I didn't like him on the hook.
I like the second Mike Posner.
I didn't like that one either.
You didn't like that
No.
one? Yeah, Switch Your Lanes. I like that shit.
I don't like him on the hook. I didn't like him on the hook on that one, and the hook on the first track. Always Gonna Be. It's just he's rapping. I've been walking down this hallway, and I've been thinking about you all day. No, man, I didn't. I mean, and this is no shots to Mike Posner. He might be great on his own music, but just on these tracks, he didn't fit to me. Cause you got Rittz spitting that. I've been walking down this hallway.
I thought it was an odd pairing.
It was a very odd pairing.
I wasn't, when I saw Mike Posner, I was like, the first thing that popped in my head was, where the fuck has he been? You know, and the second thing was like, Mike Posner and Rittz. And if I haven't been paying attention to Mike Posner and missing what he's been doing, shame on me. But what I'm saying is that when I saw him, I was just surprised to see his name with her. But yeah, I thought it was definitely an odd pairing.
You know how you always say you don't like all of that, you know, good feeling shit. You like to, you know, be miserable when you listen to music and all that. So did you like Misery Loves?
Yeah,
Misery Love Company.
I liked all of the tracks. Like when you were saying that you don't think this is an amazing project, this is a good project, that's where I disagree. I think this was an extremely dope project, especially for your come out debut album. I think he knocked it out the park. Because a dude like this, and this is kind of my issue with Twista, even though I like Twista, it's just after like 2 or 3 songs, it's just like, man,
you know
I'm
what?
tired of this. You
know what?
I didn't get that with Rittz.
And I feel completely opposite.
Really?
With Twista, I don't feel like that. With Rittz, I felt like that.
Him varying the subject matter was one of the things that kind of saved it for me because, you know, a couple of weeks ago when I was listening to it, you know, I put on Twitter after about the 3rd or 4th song, I was like, damn. A lot of words on this damn Rittz album because he always just rapping. He's rapping so fast in the double time, and it's like you said, after a while, or like you said, after a while, you kind of become attuned to it, and you're like, you kind of, you know, stop paying attention. But because he does vary the song from the content from song to song, it allowed me to stay interested in what he was saying. You know, the more and more I listen to it. And back to what you were saying, I think him, going back to what you said about faster and faster, but I think, and you saying that he's able to speak in a way that you can hear what he's saying, I think those two things allowed me to actually listen to him a little bit more than I would a Twista. And then I can actually ignore the fact that he's doing all this fast rapping and actually pay attention to what he's saying more than the fact that he's rapping fast. But overall, I think we talked about White Jesus, and we even tossed around reviewing White Jesus when it came out, you know, among a few of us. And I'm glad we kind of waited until this album to review this project because I think it is definitely a solid debut for Rittz. And I think him signing to Strange Music, for me, it makes sense. I really enjoyed the track with Big Crit on it. We already talked about Mike Posner. I was a little kind of middle of the road with the Yellow Wolf track. I thought I was going to get a little bit more of that.
A little bit more? A little bit more?
You don't like it at all?
I feel like he should have been on that other track with Tech 9 and Dude.
Most definitely, because he the fucking murderer.
That's the track he should have been on.
Maybe it was an old track. Maybe he'd already recorded it.
No, because
I don't know. I'm just, you know.
In Yellow Wolf, he could have laid another verse if that was the case.
Something, yeah. That was very.
He probably could. I did like Chris on the Say No More track over Tech.
Oh,
yeah, I did. I don't know. I thought Tech was nice, but I don't know. I prefer Chris on that one. I don't know. But yeah, man, definitely a solid.
I'm different.
Definitely a solid debut album.
Just the point that Mike made, I think I like this album a lot. Like I said, I was fairly new to Rittz. You know, I was like, I never heard any of his projects, never heard White Jesus before anything. So this is my actual first project listening to Rittz. Like I said to Ken and Mike's point, you know, the subject matter is what kept me interested. For him to be so honest, talking about his struggles of alcoholism, drugs, and coke, and
Was that
Shit.
Amen?
Amen, yeah. No, that was a story. And he talked about himself, and then he had two other stories too. Yeah, I'm like, man, that was and I like how he flipped the interview and kind of made it like an autobiography about him. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was cool.
Kind of like how you flipped the interview.
Yeah, how he, the interview, which was cool, how he made it, but it was kind of like an introduction. This was an intro, how he, talk about pretty much himself, give you an autobiography about himself. And I like how he took it from the very beginning, the intro, how he talked about how he might think he might be successful in music, and then if you listen to the last track, he's talking about how thankful he is, where he's at musical wise, and how he got the fans and all that stuff. So I thought that was cool. Just like everybody else, except for your ass. Well, no, was you disappointed in the Yellowwood track? Did you say you was disappointed in that? I didn't like that at all.
I think he was middle of the road with that.
Yeah, I wasn't middle of the road with that. I didn't like that one at all.
You
that
went
was
on the road, huh?
You ran off the road.
He pulled over. He pulled a Mr. C and just pulled over and caught somebody.
Oh, why you gotta say Mr. Oh, that was wrong.
Trying to waste time, that's all.
Yeah, he wasted time, all right.
But yeah, I thought Tech Nine. I thought this album was flow very well. I thought it wasn't no songs that was like really misplaced where you was like, oh, why he didn't put this right here or why he didn't put that right there. I thought the album flowed very well. And I'm a fan of double time spitting. I like it. So it's flow. Anything didn't bother me. I can pick up what he was saying. I understand everything he was saying. What else?
What do you think about having Sugar Free on the album?
It was cool.
Yeah.
No,
Sugar Free's verse was fucking dope as hell.
It was. I never said it was whack.
I don't know. You took a minute to answer, B. I don't know.
I had to think of the song. I had to remember the song. Yeah, I thought Sugar Free did his thing on there. The feature. I was about to go to the features next. I was going to Tech Nine. I was about to go to Crit and go to Sugar Free. This has good replay value. Great replay value. Copy.
I like this. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was a good debut. I don't really know what he could have changed. For him, like B said, the
Yellowwood track.
huh?
Sounds like
Well, look, man, he could have. It could have been better. I expected more. My expectation was high. When you see Rittz and you see Yellow Wolf, and it's like Yellow Wolf kind of found you, got you in the game and everything. And Yellow Wolf is a spitter. Love Truck Music Returns and Truck Music, the album. You know how we feel. And Rittz. And then you get that, then it's just like, okay, it didn't meet my expectation.
Not only that, think about the other tracks they've done together.
Exactly. Exactly.
On his last album, and then like Full of Shit.
Exactly.
Like, they naturally go together.
Exactly. And then it was just a letdown. But for me, it wasn't terrible. It was just a letdown. So again, like I didn't think that any of the tracks on the album were terrible. There's some shits that I'm just not gonna go back to. You know what I'm saying? But like Say No More, I'm definitely bumping that shit. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, the album definitely bumps in the whip. I will be listening to the Rittz out. I have a couple of tracks, you know what I'm saying, that I go back to. Shout out to the homie Rittz, man. Keep doing your shit. GC, Gwinnett County, man.
I think now that he gave you a debut of him pouring out himself, I would like to see what his upcoming projects, what he's going to talk about, what's the subject matter going to be on his future albums and his future projects. And I'm going to go check out White Jesus too. Like I said, this is my first Wish project, so give that a listen. But other than that, I enjoyed it. Check it out. Support it. Buy it.
It's a dope project from Rittz. Dope debut album from him. I agree. I like the Strange Music signing. I think he'll fit there, and I like where his career can go working with them and putting out even more albums. So for everybody that's been asking us to review it, I hope you guys went out and bought his album. If this is your first time hearing about Rittz, check out the album, go buy the album and support him, man. This guy's been on his grind, man. And he puts out quality music, so fuck with it.
I loved it, man. I loved the project. I thought it was just a great knock out the park for a debut album, and I think it's impressive that he is a Georgia MC, and I didn't even realize that until y'all said something. I thought he's from Alabama, but
He said on interview.
no, I'm saying I didn't know that before I listened to the album.
No, I was.
You just gonna call me stupid as hell? Huh?
You probably didn't pick that up or something. I don't know.
I guess I didn't catch it on White Jesus. I don't know, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, I think he did a great job with crafting a very well put together debut album, and I think he fits very well with Strange Music. And right now, I think he's one of the better artists on Strange Music. So hopefully this album does well. Hopefully he does well, because I think he deserves it, man. He came from nothing, like he says, and now he's here.